Happy morning, dear students. Today's topic is Happy morning, dear students. Today's topic is nursing management of child with respiratory disorders. Introduction. Respiratory disorders are important as account for 50% of consultations with general precautions for acute illness in young children and one-third of consultations in older children. In younger children, 50% it is having so much of chances of this acute respiratory tract infections, and only older children is having only 2% itself. Okay, here that is about the introduction. The respiratory illnesses leads to 20 to 35% of acute pediatric admissions to hospital. They are the fifth most common cause of death in children aged between 1 and 14 years in UK. In our country also it is same as under 5 children are more prone to get this respiratory tract infections. Asthma is the most common chronic illness of childhood in the UK and the most frequent single cause of emergency hospital administrations. And cystic fibrosis is the most common lethal inherited disorder in Caucasians. Here the most common cause of death is the cystic fibrosis. The lung become fibrosed. Okay, this is about the introduction. What is respiratory infections? The most frequent infections of childhood, it is a respiratory tract infection. The preschool child has an average 6 to 8 respiratory infections per year. They are having repeated respiratory infections, but it is mild. Mostly it is associated with the upper respiratory tract infections. Okay, when it is become lower respiratory tract, whenever we are not treating the upper respiratory tract infections, it may enter into the lower respiratory tract infections. The most are mild self-limiting illnesses, but some such a bronchiolitis or epiglottitis are potentially life-threatening conditions. Okay, this is about the respiratory tract infections. Mostly every child is having this repeated respiratory infections per year is 6 to 8 times they are having this respiratory infections, but it is self-limiting. Whenever we are not treating the upper respiratory tract infections, it may leads to the lower respiratory tract, it become chronic. Okay, this is about respiratory infections. What are the causative pathogens? Here the viruses and bacteria is there for the causes of this respiratory infections. First we will discuss about virus. That is cause 80 to 90% of childhood respiratory infections. The most important are the respiratory syncytial virus. That is RSV virus. That is RSV means respiratory syncytial virus. It is most common cause of upper respiratory tract infections. And rhinovirus, parainfluenza, influenza and adenovirus. An individual virus can cause several different patterns of illness. Example, RSV, that is respiratory syncytial virus, can cause the bronchiolitis and crop pneumonia or common cold. Whenever you are not treating the common cold, it may leads to the effects to the bronchioles. It is called as bronchiolitis, crop and pneumonia consolidation, it will be there in the lungs whenever you are not treating this RSV virus. Respiratory syncytial virus, it may lead to the lower respiratory tract infections. This is causative organisms of viruses. And coming to the bacteria, the important bacterial respiratory pathogens are, all of you know about bacteria, sir. That is streptococcus pneumonia and other streptococcus haemophilus influenza, Bordetella pertussis, which cause the whooping cough, and mycoplasma pneumonia. Okay, these are the causes of bacteria. And Mycobacterium tuberculosis remains an important pathogen. You know about what is the causative organism of tuberculosis? That is Mycobacteria tuberculosis. Okay, that is very very important. Some pathogens cause predictable epidemics such as RSV, bronchiolitis, every winter, whereas others. Example, pneumococcus shows little season variations. Here, every season, if a child is exposed to cold extremities, a cold environment, automatically child may get this virus and bacteria. It may lead to the respiratory tract infections. But most of the respiratory tract infections are self-limited. Other than that child is suffering with any immunity deficiencies, or child is suffer with any congenital or malformations, or child suffered with the respiratory, that is prematurity, that time only those children are prone to get severity. Otherwise, these respiratory tract infections are self-limiting infections. Host and environment factors. Common socio-economic status such as overcrowding, dam housing, or poor nutrition, that also one of the cause. And next one is a larger family size, maternal smoking, boys more than the girls, because boys are very sensitive and they are immature than the girls. Their girl immunity power is more than the boys, so they are sustained girls, but compared to the boys, okay, boys are most commonly affect this respiratory tract infections. After 5 years, they will have immunity boosters, so automatically child may these boys may having resistance. And next one is prematurity, especially infants who have required artificial ventilation. Okay, those also get this respiratory tract infections. And congenital abnormalities of the heart or lung, rarely immune deficiency, other congenital malformations. Example, agmoglobulinemia, it is a hemoglobin deficiency disorders, or acquired, it is acquired by birth itself, it is there, no, it is acquired. And then next one is malignant diseases or HIV infections. So these are the associative factors of this respiratory disorders. Left it clear? And next one is age group of the child. Which age group children are more prone to get which organism, which bacteria or virus they are prone to get. We will discuss now the child's age. The child age influences the prevalence and the severity of infections. It is in infancy, the serious respiratory illness requiring hospital administration is the most common, and the risk of the death is great. There is an increased frequency of infections when the child or old siblings starting nursery or schools. Repeated upper respiratory tract infections are rarely an indication of underlying diseases. When the child is having repeated upper respiratory tract infections, that time you decide that that child is having some congenital malformations or prematurity or any what, the root cause should be identified. Okay, that is next one is respiratory tract infections. What are the respiratory tract infections is there? The respiratory tract infections refers to any of number of infectious diseases involving the respiratory tract. Here is so many respiratory tract infections is there, but it is classified into two types. First one is upper respiratory tract infections, second one is lower respiratory tract infections. Okay, first we will discuss about the upper respiratory tract infections. 80% of respiratory infections involve only the nose, throat, ear, and then sinus. The term upper respiratory tract infections embrace a number of different conditions. So many conditions is there for upper respiratory tract infections. Commonly, here the common cold and sore throat, that is pharyngitis, including the tonsillitis, everything is there. Acute otitis media, and then chronic otitis media, infection of the sinus, that is in sinusitis. These are the most common upper respiratory tract infections. Next types. Here again, this upper respiratory tract infections is divided into acute and then chronic respiratory tract infections. Okay, here we will discuss one by one. What are the conditions comes under the acute? You know, acute means it is a sudden onset of the respiratory infections. Means if child is eating any cold or any allergic foods, that time that child is suffered with the acute. Chronic means whenever you are not treating the infections of respiratory tract, so it may leads to the chronic. Mostly it associated with the lung. Okay, that is chronic infections. Types, how many it is there? Respiratory tract infections, acute respiratory tract infections, and chronic respiratory tract infections. Coming to the clinical presentation, means clinical features, what it is there means the most common presentation is child with the combination of painful throat, because sore throat is, it is upper respiratory tract infection, no, child is suffered with the painful throat, fever, nasal blocks and discharges, and ERI also is there, because this is eustachian tube is there, it is a connection between the nose and then ear, no, it will be that tube will be blocked, so it may leads to the ear pain. Next one is cough is trouble, some in many cases. Okay, this is about clinical presentation. And what are the causes of upper respiratory tract infections? Difficulty in feeding in infants as their nose are blocked, and this obstruction breathing, child is suffered with the obstruction because of that, and febrile convulsions, if child is suffered with the any febrile fever, that time child may is having convulsions, that is called as febrile convulsions. High, during high temperature child is having these convulsions, so that also one of the cause of respiratory disorders, upper respiratory tract disorders. And participation of acute asthma, precipitation of acute asthma, here child is suffered with the asthmatic conditions. In infants, hospital administration may be required, exclude a more serious infections, other than home remedies is required for this acute respiratory tract infections or upper respiratory tract infections. And management of acute upper respiratory tract infections do not require treatment with antibiotics, causative agent or virus. Increase resistant strains and cause side effects. Symptomatic treatment and care at the home is needed for the acute upper respiratory tract infection. Mostly common cold, nasal block, ear pain, these are the most common upper respiratory tract infections. Sinusitis, tonsillitis, mostly these are the conditions are treatable at home. And next one is prevention of acute respiratory tract infections. ARI control program is the part of RCH, reproductive and child health program. It is there, improving living conditions, better nutrition, reduction of smoking, pollution indoors, better maternal child health care, health promotional activities. These whenever we are implementing these activities under the RCH program, automatically we are controlling the acute respiratory tract infection. Whenever you are providing better nutrition, child is developing the immunity, so automatically child's immunity is good, automatically child will may get rid of this upper respiratory tract infections. Next one is immunization. Measles vaccine, Hib vaccine, hepatitis B vaccine, pneumococcal pneumonia vaccine, these are the vaccinations may protect the child to prevent the upper respiratory tract infections. Okay, that is about the upper respiratory tract infections. And coming to the lower respiratory tract infections, means inflammation of the air passage within the lungs. Here it may leads to the lower respiratory tract infections. That is called as air passage of the lungs. Okay, so the inflammation will be there at the located in the lungs, trachea and then large and small bronchioles, that is airways with the lungs become inflamed because of infection. Inflammation, what are the signs? It is there, 5 signs is there, no, or redness, heat, temperature, pain and tenderness, everything, these 5 symptoms is there, so automatically child is suffered with that inflammation. And the infections of lower respiratory tract includes are total 3 conditions is there, that is bronchitis, third one is pneumonia. These 3 conditions are most commonly seen in the lower respiratory tract conditions. Okay, bronchitis, and then pneumonia. These 3 conditions are most commonly seen in the lower respiratory tract infections. General pathophysiology of LRTI. lower respiratory tract infections, healthcare system, smoking, microorganisms, etc. These are the causative organism of this lower respiratory tract infections. It may leads to the inflammation. I said no, 5 symptoms is there in the inflammation, pain, redness, heat, tenderness, fever. Everything is there in that alveoli or bronchioles. Inflammation process is going on, so it may leads to the bradykinics, histamines, prostaglandins. It may releasing. Okay, so child is suffered with the increasing capillary permeability. It may leads to fluid cellular exudation. So once the fluid cellular exudation with exudation, fluid cellular exudation means the dump of the mucus, it will be there in the bronchioles. It may leads to the edema of the mucous membrane, and it leads to the hypersecretion of the mucus, persistent cough, and then lower respiratory tract infections will be there. This is about the pathophysiology. Because of the healthcare system, baby is not immunized, and then mothers are, if any family members are having a smoking habit, because of microorganism, that is virus and then bacteria, child may is having, it may enter into the lungs, it may leads to the inflammation. Once it leads to it is bradykinics and histamines and prostaglandins are released, it may leads to increased capillary permeability. Because of capillary permeability, fluid and cellular exudation will be there, the production will be there, edema of the mucous membrane and hypertension of hypersecretion of the mucus. It may lead to the persistent cough and lower respiratory tract infection is there. This is about the general pathophysiology of lower respiratory tract infection. Coming with the first condition, that is bronchitis, inflammatory disease of the bronchi. Itis means inflammation. Okay, here the inflammatory disease of the bronchi. Peak age of onset is 6 months. Occur mostly in the winter and spring seasons. Okay, this is about bronchitis. And there are two types of bronchitis is there, that is acute bronchitis and chronic bronchitis. So you know about what is acute bronchitis, that is a recent onset. Bronchitis is an inflammation of the lower respiratory passage, that is bronchi. Inflammation it is there. And chronic it is whenever you are delaying that acute symptoms, it may leads to chronic bronchitis. Is defined as cough that occur every day with sputum production that last for at least 3 months to 2 years in a row. If you have 2 years, whenever we are taking history for every 2 years, child is suffering with this chronic respiratory tract infections. Okay, here how many types of bronchitis is there? 2 types, acute bronchitis and chronic bronchitis. And causes. What are the causes of bronchitis? Viral infections, bacterial infections, bacteria, and then chemical irritations, that is tobacco, smoke, gastric reflexes, solvents. These are the causes of bronchitis. And signs and symptoms of bronchitis. First signs and symptoms is cough, persistent bronchitis. It is a lower respiratory tract infection. Once child is suffered with the lower lung infection, means it is having cough persistent, that is more than 5 days to a week. Production of clear white, yellow, gray or green mucus, that is sputum is there. And wheezing, child is having fatigue, chest pain or discomfort is there. Blocked or runny nose is there. Crowsy, that means cold, sore throat, malaise, headache. Child is suffered with the dyspnea, cyanosis or signs of airway obstructions. Rarely we will identify. Fever, rarely more than 39 degrees centigrade is there. These are the signs and symptoms. Once inflammation is there, 5 symptoms is there, no? So you should implement in the lower respiratory tract infections. Okay, this is about the signs and symptoms of bronchitis. And treatment. Acute bronchitis treatment is aspirin or acetaminophen or ibuprofen in combination with the antihistamines. sympathomyometrics and anti-tissues we should be used, and hypotonics and sedatives in mild dose you should be given for the babies. Okay, mostly antihistamines and then hypotonics drugs and sedatives they are using. And routine antibiotics used is discontrasia. Here, if a child is having a severe condition, that time routine antibiotics are used. Mostly that is ampicillin and then amoxicillin or gentamicin. They are used for the respiratory tract infections. In the elderly, immunocompromised patients, fluoroquinones and azithromycin, emamotidine or rimadetin tablets they are using for this. If any patients are involved with the immunosuppressive patients, or it is associated with the other diseases, for example HIV infections, that time they are giving the Janamivar, any infection, viral virus tablets they are giving. This is about the treatment of the acute bronchitis. And next one is the chronic bronchitis. Chronic bronchitis is a long-term inflammation of the bronchi. It is common among smokers. People with chronic bronchitis tend to get lung infections more easily. They have episodes of acute bronchitis when symptoms are worse. Okay, this is about the chronic bronchitis. Here it is classified. Chronic bronchitis is classified into the you must have cough and mucus must day for at least 3 months a year, or for more than the 2 years in a row. The other causative symptoms of tuberculosis, lung diseases most be ruled out. People with the chronic bronchitis have chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, that is COPD also is involved with that. This is a large group of lung disease including the chronic bronchitis. These disease can be blocked airflow in the lung and then cause breathing problems. The two most common conditions of COPD are chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Okay, these are the conditions mostly we are seen in the chronic bronchitis. And next, coming to the bronchiolitis. Bronchiolitis means inflammatory disease of the bronchioles. Peak age group is onset 6 months to 6 months age group, the peak age group, and the male and female ratio is 2:1. Male children are most commonly affected than the females. Occurs mostly in the winter season. And causes of the bronchiolitis, respiratory syncytial virus, that is RSV virus, parainfluenza virus, type 3 and type 1 and type 2. These are the causes of RSV and then parainfluenza viruses. And bacteria, severe as secondary pathogens in the minority of cases. These are the causes, virus and then bacteria. And signs and symptoms. Here the child is having some inflammatory symptoms, that is lower respiratory tract infections involved in the bronchioles. Okay, that is prodromin with the irritability, restlessness and mild fever, cough and crochy, means cold it is there, vomitings, diarrhea, noisy breathing and increased respiratory rate as a symptom of progress. Here the low-bird breathing with retractions of the chest wall, nasal flarings and grunting. Everything we will identify, we will see in the children. Nasal flarings, widening of the nostrils, chest retractions, because the sternal over the sternum and then substernal and then suprasternal area, we will identify the retractions of the chest wall. Okay, and then grunting sounds, everything we will see. These are the clinical features of the bronchiolitis. Treatment of the bronchiolitis, mainly supportive management should be given and oxygen inhalations. If tachypnea is there, limit the oral feeds and use the nasogastric tube for feeding. Parenteral fluids to limit dehydration. Okay, so I'll go for the parenteral rehydration. therapies and correct the respiratory acidosis and electrolyte imbalance. Bronchodilators for wheezing or nebulized adrenaline should be used for the nebulizations. Okay, next one is mechanical ventilation. If it is a bronchiolitis, it is severe worse condition, that time child may kept under the mechanical ventilation. Severe respiratory distress or apneic conditions only they are advised this treatment. Okay, next. Okay, I hope everybody is understand uh, bronchi